In this 5-mark subjective question, in the first optional question, they are directing us to illustrate in which way megasporogenesis is helping to develop the mature embryo sac in flowering vascular angiosperm. For this, we are giving the NCERT pictorial representation for better clarity. In this picture, we can see the megaspore mother cell which is in a position to go for meiosis 1, so that we are getting 2 megaspore. This 2 megaspore, when it is going for meiosis 2, we are getting 4 megaspore. Among the 4 megaspore, 1 is sustaining and thriving, other 3 is going for degeneration. Here in this particular arrangement, we can see the nucellar is having the megaspore mother cell, which is exactly present along with the ovule. Why we need the megaspore? Why? Because this megaspore only is making the female gametophyte or the mature embryo sac. In this way, if you are illustrating, we are getting 2 marks. In the second narration, we are specifying the development of the female embryo sac with 8 cell. In this 8 cell, we can see the 3 antipodal existence at the Chaleza point, which is worthless. Why? Because this antipodal is not going to do any work and it is not going to facilitate any type of fertilization event. Whereas in the center of the female gametophyte, we can see the 2 primary polar nucleus existence, which on fusion makes secondary polar nucleus. Below this, you can see the egg, which is a female gamete, which is in a position to go for fertilization once the male gamete is delivered by the filiform structure formed by the synergites. For this specification, we will be getting 3 marks by narrating each one of the cell in which way it works with its location. In this way, we are satisfying the overall 5-mark demand of the first optional subjective question. In the second optional sub question, they are directing us to understand the diagram of the human ovum surrounded by a few sperm, and they are insisting us to say the answer for the given sub question. In the first sub question, they are directing us to specify the sperm in which way it is penetrating into the egg. Among all the sperm, we need to specify which sperm entered first. For this, we need to specify the A is entering first. For this specification, we are getting 1 mark. In the second sub question, they are directing us to identify D and E, and they are insisting us to say the role of the E. The D is insisting the cell of the corona radiata. For this illustration, we are getting 1 mark. And for specifying the E function, we are narrating zona pellucida. When it is undergoing changes after interaction with the sperm, it is in a position to get developed into the fertilized ovum. For this illustration, we are getting 1 mark. And for specifying the answer for the third sub question, we need to understand how the sperm is getting entry to the ovum and what are the changes the ovum is encountering. This event, if you are representing systematically, we can satisfy the 1 mark of the third sub question demand. Here in the third sub question, they are directing us to specify what are all the enzymes which are involved in bringing this type of sequential event. For this, we are illustrating the acrosome enzyme, specifically the sperm lysin, helping the sperm entry into the egg or ovum, induces the completion of the meiosis 2 process of the secondary oocyte. For this illustration, we are getting 1 mark. In the last sub question, they are directing us to specify the region of the female reproductive system where the sperm is facilitating this event in the ovum. For this, we are specifying at the ample-isomers junction of the fallopian tube. For this illustration, we are getting 1 mark. In this way, we are satisfying the overall 5-mark demand of the second optional subjective question.